Welcome to NoTownNerds. I'm Nick.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Matt.
And that concludes this show.
And scene.
These are just getting seamless and seamless.
I know.
We're just such
Keep getting better and better every other week. So this is our year-end list of movies that we've seen. In Matt Haggey's case, these are a list of movies that he's seen. Not necessarily the best movies, but movies that he's seen this year.
Yeah.
Are they just worth remembering, or
That's all he remembered.
Well, so when we tried to come up with a list, I just went through, well, what movies did I see this year that actually came out in 2013? And I started to list movies that didn't come out in 2013. So after going through and eliminating ones that came out in 2012 that I just barely got around to seeing, I'm left
You see
with...
The Godfather? That movie's badass.
Oh man, I can't believe they had a whole trilogy. It came out in 1 year.
this film Twister?
Yeah. You guys see that movie Titanic? So I've got 11 movies that I saw in 2013. And...
Okay.
Half of them are really terrible, so I'm just going to say that I've got my...
Well, it's not. It's probably more than half. But I think I got
No, like 2/3 are terrible, but
Yeah.
half is like really terrible.
right. Like Medea movies. I think I got 10 for sure, but I know one of them's a tie, and it makes sense when I tell you guys later on what the tie is, because they're kind of the same movie. So
Matt,
it
these
works
films
out.
aren't that bad.
Matt's or mine.
Matt's.
Come on, he has Star Trek on there, dude. That just totally makes your whole list like invalid. Sorry.
I had such high hopes for it. It's on. I saw it. Okay, it's on there
Yeah.
because I saw it. But
Okay, we're starting on Star Trek 2 then.
okay.
No, we're not starting. We're starting from like number 10.
The number one film of 2013.
So do you want to start? Do you want to start at the top or you want to start at the bottom?
Start at the bottom.
Okay.
Let's start with Nick's top 12.
I couldn't narrow it down.
Yeah, you have 12. Come on, man.
What? And I have 2 for number 5. Okay.
You have 14 movies on your list?
Well, number 12 is 12 Years a Slave.
Which you laugh about like it's a comedy.
It was good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good.
It was very good.
I actually haven't caught it yet. Matt, you seen it yet?
I have not seen it. No.
Okay.
I think it
are we
won
doing?
a Golden Globe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like you never knew that would happen.
I'm sure it'll probably win a bunch of awards come that time. Do you know the main guy in that movie, 12 Years a Slave, I don't know if you know this, is actually the bad guy in Certainty.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's what's his name?
Say his name. Come
I
on.
don't know.
If only there's a database online. you could-
I'm going to it right now. I didn't.
Oh no, this is gonna be funny because when you actually see his name, I want to hear Matt butcher this guy's name when he brings it up.
Yeah, it's
Shazarak, Humberback,
Tesseract, Cumberbatch.
Cumberding.
Slim Slam, Shimmy Shimmy.
Okay, continue while I.
It's not Idris Elba. It's
No, but
It ought to be.
Unfortunately, no. It's
I know it's something pretty crazy like that.
pretty intense, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was very, very good.
So what did you like about it, Nick? What did you like about 12 Years a
Oh my
Slave?
god, I love slavery.
Oh god.
I
This
heard.
is how we're starting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I heard apparently like Fassbender, he didn't want to be nominated for anything in this film,
Right.
and yet he still was.
Well, they're not gonna. No matter if you don't want to be nominated for something, you're still gonna be nominated for something.
It's not his
No matter-
decision.
Exactly, it's not his decision. Which I mean, does he not want to do it because he's? Why would he not want to be nominated for it? Do you know?
I never really read it.
I'm just stipulating right now about how he feels.
No, I feel like if I were Fassbender,
right.
yeah, I often think this,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be nominated for a slavery film.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily. It's not like
A white German guy.
Yeah,
doesn't
he
want
was
to be. Yeah.
He was a terrible person.
right, but he's playing a role in a movie, so you can't really like. I'm sure that like if some guy played Hitler, which I'm sure is, many people have in the past, they got nominated for the role, be like, well, I did a good job playing Hitler. Like, hey, I'm not advocating that he did a good thing. I'm just playing
Yeah.
a role. That's all, and that's I feel the way Fassbender did it. But the director is
Steve McQueen.
Steve McQueen, right?
McLeod.
Who starred in Bullet in the 19th. No, it's a.
When I first saw Hunger, I thought it was the same Steve McQueen.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
Totally not at all. But
I was like,
I
cool,
mean,
he's doing films now?
yeah, I mean, he's always been doing films. But no, actually, I really do like Steve McQueen. Like, I haven't seen a really bad Steve McQueen movie at all. Like, all his movies are like fantastic.
This one feels a lot different.
By the way, I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce this guy's name.
There you are.
Let me see.
I'll join the conversation in a minute.
Just
Spell it out. Humperdinck.
No. Yeah, it's. I can't even.
you can't even like figure it out.
Chiwetel
Yeah.
Ejiofor.
Yeah, I think that's the last part, right?
Is it like who is the girl from? It was like
from
the
Hannah?
Wallace film,
What?
Beast of Southern Wild. She had the
Oh,
craziest
yeah.
name.
The little girl with the wacky.
Did you ever see Hannah?
Yeah.
Hannah, yeah.
Yeah, her name is like Saoirse, but it looks like Soirees or something like that.
It's okay.
Shashi.
Yeah. Words are weird.
Yeah, but no, the difference between like his movies are always like really awesome. So I'm sure this movie's gonna be great. I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters because
Okay, here we go. I found.
scheduling conflicts.
Sorry, interruption again. I found a pronunciation. It's Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Right, you nailed it.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
That's pretty funny. They do it like phonetically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on.
So never would have got that. Never in a million years.
Never in a million years.
So, anyways, with that guy, yeah.
I mean, that's why he wasn't nominated last night.
Everybody just made up another name because they couldn't read it.
The guy from 12 Years a Slave.
And there are only two.
The guy from Serenity.
There are only two nominees today.
Yep. Well, I'm looking forward to this movie. I hear it's like really downbeat, but still, everything's gonna be
Yeah.
good, so
Yeah. But I watched it like back to back with The Butler. So it was
Ooh.
like one hell of a night.
Yeah.
And I just cried myself to sleep.
right.
You just wanted to see what the plight of the black people would be, and so you watched a couple movies back to back.
Finally understanding the struggle. All right, there, Matt Hackney. So you got
Oh, wow. He was up against Idris Elba for Mandela.
yeah.
And Tom Hanks, Robert Redford, and Matthew McConaughey.
For Tom Hanks playing Tom Hanks.
McConaughey won though, right? Yeah. It's because he
course.
lost all that weight for that weird movie.
Whatever. I don't like Matthew McConaughey. So you have Mama
All right.
as number 11.
What?
I said Matt Hackney has Mama as number 11.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a horror movie, right?
Yeah, it's
Horror.
the first half of the movie. I was like into it. I'm like I'm ready. Like Guillermo del Toro. I'm waiting to see like more
Well, he was
Mama.
I thought he
he
protected
didn't
it.
direct it. He just he produced it, right?
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's gonna be
Okay.
from his realm. Like Mama's gonna be cool. It's gonna be some cool monster works there. But and it was like seeing her. I was a little spooky and watching it by myself at night or whatever. But towards the end, it just like
You and Buddy.
it just I don't know. I started to like it got a little silly. It's a little bit like Insidious, like watching that.
The
Like I'm
first
all-
half, there's like a definite.
Yeah,
First
super
and the
super
last,
freaked out in the beginning because like things are
Creepy.
jumping out at you and whatever
weird.
weird noises, and especially with like Mama, like the sound effects that they use for her.
It's me.
Yeah, getting a little love from Buddy down there. Yeah, so like all the noises, especially like there's a scene where Jessica Chastain's like lying in this
Yeah.
bed, and the kid's standing there and like points underneath the bed. He's like, "What's under the bed?" And then it comes and crawls out on top of her. But it's like it's so freaky, just like this moan that they make, like the actual sound effects was like that's where all of my fear came from, was just from their sound effects for the movie. But once you actually start seeing her more and more towards the end, and there's all these like weird flashbacks that they don't really explain how they happen, but I don't know. It's a lot of weird.
That's the film where like the little girl's like eating the nuts or something.
They're cherries.
Cherries.
Yeah. So because his mama's this guy kills his wife, goes out in the woods with and then is gonna off himself and the kids, and he ends up going into this cabin where you can hear Buddy get some water there.
It's also me.
Yeah. So they go into this cabin and
In the woods.
as he's getting ready to kill the girls. Mama sees this happen. Mama's the demon that's in that, or the spirit that's in the shack, and she intervenes and protects the kids. So she raises them for a couple years. Meanwhile, like family's trying to find them. Some hunters find them, and then they try to like bring them out. And they're all weird and feral. And you think that it's just like, oh, they're just like spooky kids. And then everybody around them starts to kind of see that there's more to it. There's more going on, and that's when like Mama's like followed them to this house. So I don't know.
It was decent.
So did
Yeah.
you like it, Matt?
I like the first part of it.
Okay, cool. Right on.
I like Jessica Chastain in it, and
Yeah, you did.
yeah. And then, but what's his name? The Kingslayer's in it, and
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Jamie
Really?
Lannister. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he's in it, and he's in a coma for half of it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it's like we only got enough money to like get him to be in a couple like
The part he was bored to play.
a couple scenes, and then we're gonna get him laying in a bed for
Yeah.
an hour. Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm glad that is one of the 11 movies you watched this year, Matt.
Did you see it?
I actually didn't. I actually have a problem with horror movies. Watching horror movies in theaters. I don't like watching horror movies with an
theaters?
audience. No, with an audience, like in theaters.
Oh.
Like it just bugs me. Like it just gets on my nerves. Like not for like it's scary, whatever. Like I like scary movies. Like I totally watch scary movies at my house all the time.
Mhm.
But when I'm by myself, like in my room or wherever, like watching it, it's cool. But when I'm around people that just like freak out for like no reason, like I think the last scary movie I saw in theaters was
It's a scary movie.
The Grudge. I think that was like 20 years ago.
2001, whatever.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And I was because I mean like just people in the theater just be like freaking out for no reason. It's like, why is everyone yelling? Like, what's going on? And so like I'm trying to watch the movie. It's also like my main like argument like going to movies like or going to like the movies like with audiences because like I can't stand people, and then so like it's the people that watch movies kind of like I don't know it gets me in a weird way. But I still enjoy like for me in like a movie like it's like a personal experience. So like I kind of want to have like just me in the movie. I don't want to do with anyone else type of thing. So.
Yeah.
And horror movies make it worse because horror movies are like a little more engaging, like because like there's jump scares and like loud noises and stuff.
What
and
about
people
comedies?
Like, freak out. Comedy's a little bit. Comedy's a little bit different because it's like broader humor, type of thing. So it's a little bit, when people laugh, it's kind of funny. But that's I don't know. So that's like the past like The Conjuring, like Evil Dead, like these movies that came out like last year that were or year next were like, supposed to be really good horror movies. I didn't see because like I don't like going to theaters and whatnot. I don't like going to see scary movies in theaters with people. It's like really weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It gets on my nerves. So we moved to my top 10, which is the official top 10 movies. I saw more than 10 movies this year. The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger, our ex.
Right, yeah.
Our ex.
Is that the one with also Sylvester Stallone? Or?
No.
That's like prison or prisoners or
The
something like
Escape
that.
Plan.
Escape plan. There you go. Yeah.
No, this is the one with Johnny Knoxville in it,
Oh, that's right.
and Louise Guzman, which
It's Johnny Knoxville is the villain in that, right?
no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I forgot the name of the villain, but there's actually like a definite villain in the movie. But John Knoxville plays like the local kid that's like who may or may not have mental problems, but he's like has a bunch of weapons.
So he reprises his role from The Ringer.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. But it's but actually it's actually like a really good action movie. It's like a really like. It's like really cool. It's like it's like totally like it just reminds me of like an 80s movie where there's just like the plot's like paper thin. It's about this dude steals a really really fast car and he's driving to Mexico so they can't bust him when he gets past Mexico.
So it's like the cartel's gonna be like running through his town and he's
Right.
like the last.
And he is the last stand.
Yeah, the last stand. Yeah.
Where like and they need to stop him to get there. And it's pretty fun. It's actually like a really fun movie and like I'm surprising like how like. Because Schwarzenegger like back in his heyday had like awesome movies, and now he's like getting up there in age, but still like a charming dude. Like I watched the movie, I'm like yeah, it's all right, Arnold, that's cool, man. Like you're still playing like a good old like down to earth like sheriff guy. That's kind of like that's this dude. I'm like this is totally neat. Like this is a cool movie. It's really fun.
That's cool.
And that's the best thing about the movie because like you can make fun of him because it's Schwarzenegger, like old Schwarzenegger, blah blah, John Knoxville, whatever. But it's actually like a really, really fun movie, and also the American directorial debut of the guy that did The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Oh, the American one.
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah, it's like his first like American like movie he's directing, and it's pretty fun. And that's like everything. I was like, yeah, this is actually pretty cool. Like I looked at all the movies I watched this year, and that one's pretty high up there. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so. And there's that. So then we move on down the line to Nick.
Wait, so The Last Stand wasn't nominated for any sort of Golden Globe award?
I was shocked by that too. I'm just gonna be snubbed at Oscars.
I could have sworn it was Oscar bait.
Yeah, I know. Fast cars and all sorts of things, shooting people.
So yeah, my number 11 then. It's also Oscar bait.
Of your top 10 list movies.
Top 10. Only God Forgives. Did you see that yet?
I haven't yet.
Terrible movie.
I don't think I've even heard of it.
Really?
It's so good.
Of course. Is it better than Drive?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. But I mean, if you want to see, what's his face? Ryan Gosling play the same role he's always played for the rest, and he will always play for the rest of his life. And meaningless violence.
Right.
Oh,
and
awesome.
it's something you want to watch.
Let's watch it now.
I've always been checking it out, but I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
And it's just intercut with a whole bunch of Thai karaoke, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And really disgusting because like they have a whole bunch of weird Freudian things with him and his mother, and it's just so bizarre. And
Nick had the weirdest boner the whole time.
It's like they're just trying to be weird just to make it like weird, like make it.
I don't know. I think Refn is just insane.
No, he's crazy, but I love his movies though. Like it goes with like every one of his movies he makes. I've just been like, these are amazing. And then he blew up last year or 2 years ago with The Drive.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he didn't go do like a weird like blockbusters. He made this movie, which is about Ryan Gosling getting like kicked the crap out of all the time for like 2 hours, right?
But I don't understand the premise of the film. I don't understand. It's like
he's a police, or he's
a bad guy actually, and then he wrongfully killed like these gangsters.
That's right. And then
But then during the interviews, like it would be behind the scenes of Refn saying, "I don't want this to be an action film," when the premise promotes violence.
Right. That's kind of
maybe it's more of a drama than you could, it just depends
With
on how much
extreme bouts of violence.
Well, it just depends on the amount of violence or how often it happens or whatever. You could make it more of a drama if it's you show more of the aftermath more than the actual like violence, the bloody battle scene.
I don't know. I think I like his films, but I don't like him. He just seems very, very pretentious.
I've never actually like read an interview.
It's just a dog.
It's me.
I've never actually read an interview or like anything about him. Besides the one that when they figured out how to make, or I think they're trying to do Drive, I think it was. And it was like they ended up both getting like really, really drunk and like they were hanging out, and then I think they came up with the idea for Drive. And Remy was like he wanted Ryan Gosling to be the hero because
he's a hero.
Because he got like really messed up drunk with him one time, and I think that's kind of like spurred like the friendship.
I'm gonna put you in a movie.
Yeah.
You're a good guy. I'm gonna make you a hero.
You're the guy
From The Notebook.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna check it out. I'm pretty sure I'll like it because I like.
Oh yeah, I giggled throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, and I like Nicholas Weffin again, but
Yeah.
I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet. It's one of those things. One of those movies that slipped through the cracks, like that in Mama. So.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too high on this list here, I have to get rid of World War Z. We have to.
What?
I did not care for that movie at all.
But there's
But that was the 9th film you saw.
out of 11.
It was the 9th one I wrote down out of 11.
Did you not like it?
I did not care for it at all.
We'll knock out that one and Oblivion.
Okay.
Oh.
But I'm just saying, like we'll talk about them both right now.
So I enjoyed Oblivion more than World War Z, but like World War Z, like just like simple elements with like not even the story, just the way they portrayed the zombies and things like that. That they, it was like this fluid mass.
It was a close representation of zombies.
Well, you could have just
Spitting in their grave.
you could have just had it be water at that point. Everybody was running from the flood. It's like
the fog from Hunger Games.
It was just. I don't know. I would rather have seen like zombies like 28 Days Later, where it's like maybe like 20 of them that are sprinting versus
this one's kind of
2,000 of them that are just like rolling down like this fluid motion and they're piling up inside the wall. Like I don't know. Like it just seemed.
What did you think of the very last act when they completely changed it for that? They brought in a different writer and it was like more in the hallways, creepy.
I like that. That whole scene when they're in the bio. Whatever facility, it's the like London equivalent or whatever it was. Yeah. But for like even to get to that point, if like for them to get there, I feel like the world is going to shit, but yet they have like unlimited resources for like this one scientist. Yeah. And it's like they couldn't have made a phone call at some point. Like they got to physically send this guy around the world. Yeah. So I don't know, but that whole scene, I do like the way that it was done there, and it was so creepy, and then figure out like with. Making him sick and things like that, but it's like, I'll just stick myself with this random thing and hope to God it's the one that I need.
Who did they bring in to fix that? Was it Abrams?
I don't know.
No, I know it was something that
there wasn't enough lens flares for that.
Yeah. Well, it was just a writer. Mm-hmm. I thought it was Abrams. I don't know.
So the only question I have about World War Z, or WWZ as you have it put down here, have you seen the poster with the cat on it? Have I talked to you about this before?
No.
There's like this internet thing where like there's actually like on one of the posters for World War Z there's like a cat. It's like because like he talks about like have like the mass like the like all the zombies like they're like kind of like climbing on top of each other making like a mountain, and like they're like one of the posters like is trying to like Brad Pitt like trying to like jump like a helicopter or something like that, but like off on the side there's like a cat like jumping. Like similar, like have you seen it before?
Here we go, World War Z cat poster.
Yeah, this is totally what I'm talking about. Like, look at it, and it's like
hiding a secret cat.
Right, and like me and my buddy one time were hanging out, and he showed me the poster. And I'm like, this can't be real, and he brought it up, and I'm like, yeah, it's right there, and it's like, who?
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So in the main poster, when all the zombies are like climbing up to the helicopter, there's a freaking cat. That's hilarious.
And I like this film more now.
Yeah, because there's like this guy that is like,
Waldo.
how do you do like some guy's like girlfriend's like, hey, it'd be really awesome to put if you put a kitty in there, and he's like, yeah, all right, yeah, babe, we can do this. We can put a cat in there, and that's like the only thing I take away from World War Z, the movie, whatever. That's like the only thing I take away from that poster thing. That's
I
all
never
I
heard of that.
Yeah. So
that's
cool.
amazing.
It's being bumped up now to the top 5.
Yeah.
Number 3. Bam.
Oh, yeah.
Number
Sorry,
3.
Man of Steel. Yeah.
Cat poster.
So Oblivion, awesome Xbox game. Elder Scrolls.
Yes.
This is a movie based on that, I imagine.
You know what? I was completely just disappointed by the lack of mages and
Okay, so
dark elves.
what movie are you talking about now?
Okay, so
now I'm confused.
Oblivion is Tom Cruise.
What?
In this post-apocalyptic
What?
Earth.
Yeah.
And he's
That's the one he meets Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Something about that
and
movie
the Kingslayer, Jamie Lannister is also in that one.
Every time.
Yeah.
But he's in a coma for half of it.
He's robots. He knows. I didn't catch this one. I heard it was not that good.
It's a cool sci-fi movie. I really love the score, like the whole score of the
Right on.
movie. I thought was really
I've seen
awesome.
Oblivion.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard sci-fi, right? It's like
It's definitely better than After Earth or the one with Will Smith.
Yeah. I like the visuals of it and things like that. It was really cool. I had just come back from New York, and so he's like running around on Manhattan for a bunch of it. Like he actually goes to the remnants of Empire State Building and like the Statue of Liberty, and so it was like funny to think of like, oh, I just walked from there to there. I know how far those are apart or whatever. But he's like, it's got kind of like a loose story. They don't really explain a whole lot. It's just like it started to remind me of Moon. That it's these people that are like cut off from everybody else, no other contact, and they're coming up on the end of their term. And as soon as their term's done, everything will be great. They'll be able to go and rejoin everybody else, but their world is starting to fall apart. Their holes are being punched in different things. He's starting to question a lot of stuff, and there's a weird twist whenever they run into Morgan Freeman and all that. And it was. I thought it was
red pills and some blue pills.
I thought it was Moon meets Independence Day.
Whoa, that's a kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Maybe I check this out.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
feel the same way?
Yeah.
One thing I noticed on our list, Elysium, not on any of our lists.
Yeah.
Did you not like Elysium?
I did, but for some reason when I was thinking of when I was conjuring this list, it just never came up.
I never saw it. No.
I got part of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet, so that's why
it's decent.
That's why it's not on my list. But the thing is, I mean, after like District 9, like I was really expecting something really amazing, and this movie wasn't that amazing. It wasn't like it didn't get me like as much as like District 9 did. Because District 9, I was like went into like whatever, sci-fi movie, and then watched it. I was like, this is amazing. Like walked out like, oh, this guy's the best thing ever.
I would have rather have seen a District 9 sequel.
With Matt Damon.
Yeah. But what would they call District 9? It couldn't be District 10. It couldn't be whatever. Because then you start calling all their sequels like District 10, 11, 12.
Well, you can't
whatever.
get into District 13 for that French story.
Exactly, right? Because it's going to start merging with those other cop films. So,
which they should.
They're so bad.
The aliens.
The sequel was so terrible.
Of District 13?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
13B. Oh, it's like they start getting...
It's like District 13 Ultimatum or something.
Yeah, something stupid like that. They get like a bunch of like gangs, so there's like...
Why isn't that on our list?
Yeah, I know. Well, because it came out like 4 years ago. All right, so moving on. Okay, so then my number 9 is Wrong. And Wrong is a really awesome movie.
I never
If
seen
you guys
it.
never saw it. It's the guy, the director... I'm not even Mr. Oizo is like his DJ name, but he has a French name that I'm not going to try to pronounce.
is that...
The guy that did Rubber,
Yeah.
the director of Rubber,
Yeah.
Quentin something or other.
Which I watched that with my parents,
Yeah.
and that was like the worst idea I ever
You
had.
watched Rubber with your parents?
Yeah.
I really loved Rubber. I know people like hate it, but like
They didn't get it at all. They thought like the people making commentary on the movie and then making commentary on them making commentary on the movie.
Yeah.
Oops, hit that there. That they
Easy.
I'm getting excited.
Rubber.
But they so they just thought it was stupid. They were just like they gave me so much shit for like days after that.
But Wrong. It's not as wacky as Rubber because it's not about Kill a Tire, but it's still pretty wacky. It's about this guy, and he's missing his dog, which I feel like you'd really like. I feel like you'd
because I own a dog.
relate to this movie and you own a dog. Yeah, I didn't necessarily get
Hey,
it.
you own a dog.
I don't
You have
yeah,
cats.
yeah.
Wouldn't you be upset if your cat went missing?
Yeah, but it's different though because cats are much cooler.
Because you would
Because
just
they would come back.
You would just wait a day for the cat to come scratch into the door.
Eventually, they'll back in. But in a weird story, I'll tell after that. It's Wrong was actually really awesome because it's the same like sort of like surreal movie that this guy makes. Like he hires like a dog detective, and like he can get like dog like his shit essentially, and like hook up this machine and then like read its thoughts of like where it came from, and like so it's kind of like it's really really weird, right? And it's like really really crazy. It's a really nuts movie, and I really enjoyed it. And so I watched it one night, and I was in my room, and I was like on my bed watching TV. And then my cat came in and was sitting on my cat. I was sitting on my bed, and he was like sitting next to me and watching TV. And the movie was on, it was playing in front of me, and like the cat would just, for whatever reason, never does this, was just totally like zoned into the movie. It was just like watching the movie, and I'm like, "Hey, kitty, what's going on?" And it was just like, and I'm like, "All right," and like so it went for like 20 minutes where the cat was just like into the movie, and I'm like, "This never happens, like never." And I don't know.
Were you drinking while you were watching this movie?
I'm always drinking constantly, but I mean, no, but it was weird. I have a picture of it on my phone where like. I'm watching the movie, and I have like I can see the screen, but my cat's like, you see the little head like poked up in front of it, and it's like just totally into it, and I'm like, this is really nuts. Like I don't know like how to.
This is really wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Shut up. I don't know how to like explain this, but like my cat was like really into this movie, and I still to this day have no like idea like
That's awesome.
what it was, but anyway.
Yeah, we're about halfway through our show here.
Excuse me. I think you should probably watch it because it's really fun.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
wrong.
So do you want to zip through these pretty quick now?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's do because we've all got the Marvel movies on here, right?
Yeah, we can all go through
Thor,
those.
Iron Man 3.
So
We're all good.
Okay. We're all great. Whatever.
Okay, we'll
Yeah.
move on. No, Iron Man 3.
You hated that, didn't you?
I didn't care for it.
Really?
The Mandarin. Fuck that. What the. First off, like
I think it's funny the way because a lot of people react the same way you did. I know a buddy, a good friend of mine, really hated it because of the fact how they treated the Mandarin. But to me, it's like the Mandarin himself is a really goofy character in comics,
But the rings.
and borderline racist. But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of cool the way, and it's kind of cool the way that they kind of like turn it on his ear. So the anime, I think it's kind of neat how they did that. Plus, his banter with that kid is just hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It's just him and that kid, like the way they interact is super funny.
Mhm.
Because like he's such a dick to that kid, and
Yeah.
it's like so funny, and it's like, and he's a hero. He's like the hero of the movie, yet he's still a dick to this kid. And I think it's hilarious. And Iron Man 3's cool. I mean, there's action. There's a lot of action. It was really really cool. Story was alright, but I still think that Thor 2 was better. Just compared to the two, because on my list I have Thor 2 and Iron Man 3, together.
Mhm.
And they're awesome. I mean, they're both really good Marvel movies.
I really enjoyed Thor 2.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
But
I like Thor 2 a lot more than I should have. I feel because like
Iron Man 3 just being the third movie,
Right.
there are so many things that like were set up in the first movie that should have it should have all been brought back and tied up neatly, and it wasn't. It caused like more questions and like uncertainty about anything else.
It's going to be problematic though with these trilogies because they always are going to have these big anthology films.
well, not just that too, but I mean at the same time, Iron Man 1, Iron Man 3, it's a whole different
We're
creative
just
team.
ignoring two.
Well, no. I mean, starting from 1 to Iron Man 3, I mean, it's a whole different creative team. It's new directors.
But if you look at the first one, like they actually mention like that terrorist group is
The
the
7 rings.
or the 10 rings or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and you see the guy in the beginning, he's looking at the monitor and he's got a ring that he's holding or whatever. So it's like it's totally on that timeline. Like I've been waiting. It's the third movie. This is gonna happen, and then it's some fucking asshole drunk actor they got to come in and I don't know. It's just
he may come back.
Oh, they're gonna do a
Those
short movie.
rumors,
They're gonna do a short
yeah.
movie for
I saw
Thor 2, right? It's coming with Thor 2.
But
Right.
it's like on the DVD or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's like it's him in prison.
Which is
So
fun.
he's not the Mandarin. It's that asshole actor.
But
that
I
they
really
got.
love Ben Kingsley though. I think it's really funny that they did that.
Oh, who doesn't?
I think it's cool. Apparently Matt.
If I knew nothing of the Mandarin, if I wasn't expecting like this really awesome villain, I think it would have been okay with how it went down.
Yeah, see, that's my thing.
Yeah. And my thing is, I know he is, and I still think.
But I understand, like, if you actually do like the Iron Man characters in the
Right.
mythology, then you would be fucked off.
But that also that reasoning is exactly like why I don't like Star Trek. Of like, if I didn't know anything about Star Trek 2, I might have enjoyed the movie. But because I know so much about it, I'm just fucking angry. Because why did it have to be that way? Why couldn't they just made a new movie?
It's a little bit different, I feel, because there's never been a Mandarin movie before, as opposed to Wrath of Khan movie. You know, he's just been this like.
But nobody's ever like, okay, not saying nobody, but a large majority of like today's movie going audience, whatever, like this newer generation that's into it hasn't seen those old movies.
No, I understand. But I mean, you're comparing like apples and oranges. It's a little bit different. I understand what you're saying, like comic wise and cartoon wise and everything else for Mandarin. But
well, I'm saying it's not necessarily like movie to movie, but like comic to movie versus movie to movie at that point. So
no, I understand. I'm saying it's a little different. That's all. But we can all agree that Thor 2 is amazing, right?
Yes.
Okay. It was funny. There's a lot of action.
I laughed.
Although they only went to like the 4 realms out of like 7. How many realms are there?
Yes, 9.
Nine?
9 realms.
And they only hit like 4 of them constantly, which seems kind of weird, but whatever. I'm sure they're holding the cards close to the vest, but whatever. Sounds cool.
I'll save them for Guardians of the Galaxy. Hey, buddy.
What do you think about Thor 2?
I loved it.
Nope, not saying that.
He said, it was rough.
Okay, so my number 8 movie of the year, because I think we knocked out your 8. And I think Nick's.
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, a couple of them. I went to.
I can skip a couple of them.
Yeah, that's fine. Anchorman 2, that's one of mine. It was really funny. Like, I pretty much laughed the whole time during the movie theater. Like, I was like, walked out of like crying, like how like I was laughing so much. It's not as funny as the first one, obviously, but it's still pretty hilarious. Like, it's just nonstop, just like joke. And I really liked it. It's probably in the top 10.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I really want to. I heard mixed reviews though. I heard people say that it was a big pile of shit, and then other people say that like everything you see in the trailer isn't even in the movie. That it's like there's tons of more like better stuff that they saved.
Cool. But I mean, I'm a sucker for Will Ferrell. Like I don't hate. I'm not a huge fan of like comedies, but when he's in, I love. It's like any movie he's in. Like I don't know why, he just makes me laugh. So. But I think a lot of people that way, so it's okay. So then, all right, moving on. Nick has The Hunger Games.
I can skip it. It's good.
There's fog, people die, whatever.
Yeah. I haven't seen any of them. I think there's like they're coming to HBO or something soon. I think
they're on Netflix. I don't know if you have Netflix or not. Okay,
well I might be getting it soon. So my my Amazon Prime is set to expire soon. So I don't know if I'm going to renew or go with Netflix.
It's on Netflix, man. Netflix is really awesome.
I do want to talk about Don John, though.
Podcast sponsored by Netflix.
Everyone needs to watch Don John.
I wanted to, but I haven't got a chance to. Anyway, Hunger Games is really good.
Yeah.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Apparently, Matt doesn't want to talk about Don John.
He's sick of our bullshit. He is sick of our bullshit and leaving now.
But to cast Tony Danza as Joseph Gordon-Levitt's father is brilliant.
Right. And I'll check it out when I get a chance. I just haven't seen it yet.
It's still like the best romantic comedy I've ever seen.
Really?
Yes.
And you've seen Moonrise Kingdom before, right? The movie that taught me how to love again.
Oh, Love Actually. I've seen Love Actually.
Right. Do you think he just produced a movie so he could hook up with Scarlett Johansson?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would. Hell yeah, I would. But, all right. Well, so moving on then. So Don Juan gets Nick's seal of approval. Mm-hmm. It's in your top 12 movies of 10 movies a year. What do you have?
What do you have?
Matt has Star Trek 2 on here, which I think we already talked about, which I don't want to talk about Star Trek 2 anymore.
What about the Wolverine?
Wolverine's pretty good. It was a lot better than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Like everyone that complained about the very end when it's like a big CG fight fest, but I don't
what are you gonna do? Yeah. He has like claws. I mean, there's nothing. It's like people getting mad in The Hobbit. We're like, he fights a big dragon. Well, yeah, obviously we don't have real dragons. So we can't wrangle in real. We can't wrangle in real dragons. We have to make them CG. That's cool. I had on my list number 6, Stoker.
I have seen Stoker.
Did you like it?
From what I remember, I did, but I saw it in an airplane.
That's right.
So the whole time I was just looking over my shoulder, making sure no one was watching me watching Stoker.
Yeah, no children watch this really inappropriate.
Crossing my legs constantly.
Yeah, no, it's rough. It's sort of.
Why were you crossing your legs?
It's sexy and weird.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, but and again the American debut of the guy from Oldboy, right?
Yeah. Yep. No, is it?
I thought it was. I could be
Park Chan-wook, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, but I think it's his first American debut, which I feel good that I have 2 of them on that. And apparently 2013 was a good year. And then they remade his movie terribly.
Have you seen it?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna see it eventually.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll see it eventually. But anyway,
Fuck Chadwick joint.
yeah, shit. So Circle's really cool. You check it out this time. It's kind of like sexy and like really like kind of weird.
Yeah.
So next up we have
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
So we can knock that off your list, and Nick's.
Yeah.
It didn't make my list because I watched
Because
more,
it sucked.
Because I watched more than 10 movies this year. So
Me too, but it's still on my list.
Yeah, no, I've watched more movies. These are just the movies from 2013 that I watched.
okay. Well, yes.
Okay.
Carry on.
So what did you think about it? Your feelings?
I enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching it. I thought him, spoiler alert, killing
Lois Lane.
General
Zod. There you go. Killing Zod at the end, the way he did, like just snapping his neck like that after like this crazy intense battle of like smashing through buildings and all this crap and like all the people that died in that city, like
destroying
all
half
the
of
death,
Metropolis,
like like it's just like what the hell. Like it was just such a crazy whatever thing, but the scenes with like Russell Crowe when they're on the ship and it's like his like
Ghost memory, whatever,
computer whatever thing, like when they were fighting, like opening and closing doors and stuff like that, whatever. I thought that was kind of cool. Like that was a neat little scene to be in close quarters like that because it's Superman without any powers, you know. But I don't know, it's that ending really kind of and also the way Jonathan Kent died.
Yeah, he kind of
It's like it kind of messes up like his whole psyche of like when he has a heart attack, like there's no amount of like strength or speed that's gonna help.
You can be the strongest man in the world and you can't stop that.
Yeah. But
That's,
it's just
like a superhero thing. Yeah.
But he could have easily sprinted out there, saved him, and like kept running.
He could have killed all the people that are witnesses. So that's all I think.
But he could have ran so fast and grabbed them, and they could have been chilling in like L.A. somewhere on a beach while they're waiting for the tornado to come back, and then still zip over and be there and be like, "Oh my God, we were underneath this car the whole time. We're alive."
No, I agree, but
the wind whipped me out of the way. Yeah, they could do any sort of thing.
I am not a Snyder apologist, but I feel like
I am sadly.
I feel like that's Jonathan Kent teaching him something.
Well, yes, obviously he's teaching him a lesson about whatever.
I told you to stand there. Do what I say.
Yeah.
Obedience. That's what he's teaching him.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cool. I mean, the action is really cool. I really like. I'm out. Action is really cool. I really like all that stuff. But yeah, the ending kind of gets me where they destroy half Metropolis and it's sort of like a weird.
That didn't bother me. What bothered me was after that. After he kills Zod, and it's just like him showing up at the army. No, don't use these things, and that's it. Like they should have acknowledged at least that things blew up.
You destroyed the city. You probably killed a bunch of people. I mean, I get that. It's just kind of.
I do like how Lois Lane figures it out right away. That's the best thing about the whole like Superman canon.
I remember seeing
the best thing.
I remember seeing some quote about it saying that Superman was unrealistic because it showed that there was a job available in journalism.
Antiquated newspapers. Yeah. That's cool. But I mean, I liked it. It was fun.
It was just fun.
Yeah, I mean
same thing.
Hopefully, the second one's going to be something
terrible.
I don't know. They're going to add a Flash and Wonder Woman and all sorts of nonsense.
It's getting out of hand, and it's like everybody's tearing it apart before we've even learned like anything about it.
Right.
It's like Batman versus Superman. It's like,
Batfleck.
I think it's just going to be like Batman's going to be in it. I mean.
Who knows? Right. I mean, we don't know. We can only speculate.
It's gonna be the stinger, like after the trailer. It's gonna be like they're gonna bump into each other in like an elevator or something. That's gonna be it.
Yeah.
Well, I read one interview, not just hearsay, but like they said it is still a Superman film. It's not.
But people can be that though.
But
that's cool.
But that makes no sense because the name is Batman versus Superman.
I think is it really Batman versus?
I think
for now
it's like Batman, Superman, like.
Revenge of the Sith.
Is it a
like that,
working title?
Yeah, it's going to be, but Batman's going to be in the title. It's going to be Superman and Batman.
And Wonder Woman.
So, I'm not sure it'll be that, but
and the girl from Fast and the Furious.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Twins, or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, so they're changing Wonder Woman's origins to Kryptonian.
I heard that was fake, yeah.
Okay.
I heard that's kind of which... well, that would have been terrible if that actually was the case.
To make her be fucking Kryptonian?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they crash landed Amazons.
Like the original Kryptonians that landed on Earth are Amazonians, except weaker.
Yeah, because they've been here longer, so they've adapted longer, have generations to be like weaker.
Dumb.
Yeah, and that's
just one word.
Dumb. That's dumb.
All right, so moving on. Number 5, I got Drinking Buddies. It's a movie that came out last obviously. Really good. It's
Is it about an Alcoholics Anonymous group?
sort of. It's about a bunch of people that work at a brewery, and well, some of them they're like significant others. But not only besides that, like how much I like drinking, but it's also like a really honest representation of like relationships that I've seen. Like one of the best ones I've seen in a movie before, because like I was watching the people act. I think one of our friends had a criticism about the guys act like a jerk. Like he acts like an asshole the whole time to like some lady and relationship stuff. But it's like, no, I've totally done it before. I've totally made that move before where I've been.
I've totally been an asshole.
Yeah, essentially, yes. And then so it's like, no, this is like realistic. Like it's not like some sort of like CW drama BS. It's like this is actually like how people like really act. This is like how people like actually sometimes.
I finally tried to watch Arrow. And it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Which episode?
I don't even. It was when I was
The
texting
best
you
one.
about.
Yeah, okay.
It was like, wait, Summer Glau was on this. You're like, who's Summer Glau? It's like River from Firefly. Yeah.
It's a new season.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a new season. Yeah.
So I thought I set it up to record only new episodes, and I did record like reruns too or whatever. And I'm trying to watch it, and I just have no clue what the hell was going on because they were like.
Me neither, and I've seen them all.
It was just forget it. I'm done. He only shot like one arrow. It didn't even make any sense.
It's kind of rough.
And he missed.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, sorry. So Drinking Buddy's good.
It's very good. I
Um,
recommend it.
yeah.
So the next Nick has Prisoners, which I imagine is about Guantanamo Bay, possibly soldiers in Iraq. Something.
It's about Alcatraz. No, it's with that. Who's that guy? The guy you want to punch his face. I read about this in Baddest Digest.
Eric?
Especially that one. No, he was in There Will Be Blood.
Oh, that kid?
Yeah, the kid.
I remember
The
name.
little deaf kid, whatever, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyways, it has Hugh
Oh,
Jackman.
no, you mean
Cuba.
the redhead, the preacher.
like his
guy.
Preacher's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. He makes this terrifyingly pathetic villain that I absolutely like. I don't know. I just thought it was one of the most competent films I've seen.
I heard it's really good. I heard it's really intense.
It's very, very intense.
Yeah.
It has that weird slow tracking shit
Right.
that just like sets the atmosphere that I really, really enjoy. Well, there's a couple of twists and turns. It's good thriller.
I laughed, I cried, whatever.
Yeah.
No, right on, dude. I heard it's actually, I haven't checked it out, but I heard it's really good. So.
I was kind of against seeing it for a while just because it is one of those Oscar bait 12 Years a Slave films, but
Is it though, really?
I thought it was.
I don't
from
feel
the
like I
trailers.
don't feel like it is. Yeah, I feel
I
like
thought
it's
it was
a lot
going
more
to be,
intense
but it's
than-
not.
Than that, yeah.
Paul Dano.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Like, look at his face.
Yeah.
He plays a perfect, like, sniveling villain. It's
Punch
perfect.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
punch
Yeah.
face. Punch face
Totally.
McGee.
Yeah. He was in Looper.
Looper,
Yeah. And
Was he?
Yeah.
Hmm?
As the
He was the kid that was a rat or whatever, and he was like.
Oh, and I just saw him in something.
In the future, they're like taking his part, so he was like trying to like.
And he's in 12 Years a Slave as the
Oh.
same character. And he gets his face punched.
Nice.
Spoiler.
Yeah. There's been a bunch of random movies here.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of shit.
There's like Little Miss Sunshine and
Yeah, he was the
Ruby
son, right?
Sparks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth checking out.
Yeah, for sure. So okay, so then moving on from there, Matt has the next one, Pacific Rim.
We all have Pacific Rim.
So I want to make an amendment.
Shit.
I think Pacific Rim and World's End are going to be my top tie for number one.
For number
So we
one
go-
films
so,
I've seen.
So this is the end. We can do that one first. So
This
this
is
is
the
the
This is the
end.
end? Okay.
Yeah.
Which is not on Nick's list or my list, but
This is the end.
it's a movie that I
It is very good, though.
Yeah, I thought it was
Oh, yeah,
a fun movie to watch. There's a lot of like random celebrities, tons of cameos. The jokes are really funny. They totally take the piss out of each other. Just they are. It's great to see them making fun of themselves. Basically,
Yeah.
they're all caricatures of their own personas.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I mean, it wasn't as funny as I thought everyone made it out to be because I watched it like a couple weeks ago, and it was pretty funny. Like, I mean, it was funny enough, but it was everyone made it sound like it was like the best movie ever, and I'm like,
It's not, but it's very good. Like, it's
Yeah, it's
the
good,
only
yeah.
film that I enjoy James Franco
whoa.
because he makes fun of himself.
Right.
Yeah.
You've never seen Spring Breakers, apparently.
No, I have not.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Got about 12
Otherwise, it would
minutes
be
in.
on the top.
You got about 12 minutes in, and kind of just, no, we're not. Yeah.
I just muted it and watched the rest of it that way.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so this is the end. Was it's a lot of fun, a lot of goofy. It's a kind of buddy comedy action. I don't post-apocalyptic, whatever random thing you want to make up. But that was good.
It was funny. The ending kind of ruined it for me. Just the goofy, like
See, I just turned it off when
The
that
rapture.
happened.
Yeah.
No, the dance number.
the goofy like song and dance number at the very
Oh,
end.
that's what ruined it. Like
Yeah.
the Backstreet Boys, like they're in heaven.
Yeah,
You got to
it's
think about
super,
like their age is, I think, just a little bit older than us. It's not like the same age.
No, I understand.
And so like that was just like when they were.
Yeah, it's our Justin Bieber.
Our generation. Our generation.
Nick,
our One
there's the
Direction.
door. There's the door right there.
No, I mean I get it. I understand. And this thing, like, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm bagging too much of the movie because it was funny, like legitimately funny the whole time. But it's the very end, kind of. Meh.
But the Backstreet Boys thing is a callback to the beginning of the
I
movie.
know,
They go to
when
the
they-
party.
when they
It's
go
a
to the
song.
end,
Yeah,
the song,
yeah.
I get it. I understand how it works, but at the same time, I'm like, meh, whatever.
Whatever.
All right. So then what I got next? I got Francis Ha, which is a indie movie.
Hipster films.
I know it's the stupid hipster movies I love so much. With no Baumbach or Baumbach, but was it?
Bombach. I don't know.
Baumbach, yeah. It's just a really charming movie about this like screw up girl like trying to figure out stuff in her life. Black and white. It's really. I mean,
It's
the
not
only
in
thing
French, is it?
she goes to France actually.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
But no, actually, like I mean, the only way I can describe the movie is that it's like really, really charming. She's like this charming girl, and it's like it's a good movie.
It's,
It's like one of the best movies I've seen.
Gerda Gerwig, whatever
Yeah.
her name is. She
It's not a real name.
Gerda Gerwig. Maybe that's her stage name.
Okay.
Anyway, she's been in a handful of things last few years. I think she's kind of
Really.
starting off.
Well, anyway, I mean, she's like, essentially the movie's all about her, and it's really fun. It reminded me like of less annoying, like,
It says
tiny
it came out in
furniture.
2012. Here, Eric.
Really?
2012.
It came out on
Yeah,
Netflix like last year, so I watched it. So
Well, fuck your list.
whatever.
Well, I
Star
mean, I
Trek.
have Your Next on my
Yeah.
list, and that came out 2011.
No, it's true actually, but it came out in theaters last year.
Yeah.
So that's when it came out in theaters last year.
Were you guys giving me a bunch of shit whenever I was writing down movies?
Yeah.
Because I think I just watched Looper, and you're like, no, that came out in 2012.
I put an asterisk next to Your Next.
This is bullshit. This whole top 10 list is bullshit.
We're done here. Ka-cha. Anyway, and it was a charming movie. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
I'll see it eventually.
jerks.
When it's on Redbox.
Nick has your next, but with an asterisk.
But apparently I can't speak about it because, no, seriously.
Tyrannical Matt.
I didn't set the rules, okay? I'm just trying to follow the guidelines that you guys established.
In his defense, though, it came out in theaters last year. But
Yeah.
it finally came out on DVD actually
It's
today.
still not out in theaters in England.
Really?
So,
But it came out.
Anyways,
It came on
it's-
DVD today.
to me, Cabin in the Woods and Your Next are still fighting for like.
So
my
what's
top.
your next about? I didn't think I've heard of it.
It's another home invasion film,
Okay.
but with sexy results. No, it's kind of in the same vein as like Scary Movie, where it's a little bit meta, and the characters are quite self-aware. But then you have like a dog growling. These home invasion.
Is he
things-
staring at one of us or staring at the door?
I'm
Oh, there
not
he is.
sure.
Oh, there he is. He's under the table here.
I don't know. This just the heroine is just incredibly smart. So it was really nice to see that in a little horror thriller film, and it's surprisingly funny. So
Right on.
I definitely recommend it.
I've been meaning to check it out.
That might actually be my number one. Fucked active killing.
All right. So then Matt has. Well, do you want to talk about the World's End?
Which one do you want to go first? World's
Do the
End
World's
or-
End.
World's
World's
End?
End, yeah. Which isn't on my list actually. Wow, that's weird to put on there.
Yeah.
No.
Did you all see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on theaters.
I liked it. I
liked
thought it was a great movie. Whatever. I thought it was a lot of fun. The action, I definitely wasn't expecting it to be that much of a
As
fight,
action
whatever.
packed as it was.
Yeah, you know. So
Did you like it better than This Is the End?
yes, yes, I liked it a lot more. Just
I did
the
too.
I think I just like those. Well, of course,
Characters.
it's Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Like I just like the three of them. Every time they get together, it's gold.
Right.
But I don't know. Just the whole movie was just funny. Just the dumb jokes and things like that, and like the weird, recurring themes of like, so wait, are you guys robots?
Yeah.
Well, do you even know what robot means? And then later on, it's like, so what? They're a bunch of robots? Well, actually, robot means more of a blah, blah, but like they're trying to like. Well, everybody thinks we're here to get drunk, so maybe we should go to all the pubs and get drunk. And so then they're like, playing the was it the Doors or whatever, the next whiskey bar or whatever. They're playing that song and dancing around. Like, just thought the whole pacing of everything was just so great.
What's worse is I think the older that film gets, I'm gonna like it even more and more because I'm gonna relate to it even more and more.
Like all the movies, I think, kind of that way. Like Shaun of the Dead, you saw it was amazing, but every time you watch, if you watch Shaun of the Dead now, how much better it is than like every other like zombie movie that's come out since then.
Besides Warm Bodies.
And
Nick, there's the door.
every time you see it, it's like it gets better and better because like how much compared to other movies that have come out since then, how much he mastered it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And now people's looking to figure out how to make
World
it.
War Z.
But it's not even.
Cats.
Again, there's the door. It's not even about what the main theme or what the main story of the movie is. Like, it isn't even about like them getting drunk or them fighting zombies, whatever. You see this like interpersonal like struggle that they're having of like these hurdles they're having to go through that everybody goes through at some point. Of like, when do you stop, living in the past and start living in the future? When do you let go of who you were as a kid? And and you see in Shaun of the Dead, he's kind of struggling of like how to be an adult, how to stop being a screw up. But then with World's End, Simon Pegg's stuck in the past. He's maybe an alcoholic or something like that, and he just wants to live in that heyday of when he was in high school, when everything was great and everyone else has moved on their life, and he's stuck hanging on to that moment, that memory. So it's a little bit like I'd seen American Reunion. Do you see that?
American Pie movie?
Yeah, it's the last American Pie movie. No,
Close the door.
whatever, man. American Pie movies aside, that one was great. Like the whole, because I'm like at the same age as them, you know what I mean? So it's like 10 years later, they're going back to their high school reunion, and all the music and everything. That it's just like you can put yourself in their shoes, and you're not in that much of a different place in your life.
Right.
So,
Do you think we would like these films 10 years ago if we weren't also in that same mindset?
maybe not.
I'm not sure. I mean,
Maybe
I'm
tough
not
to say.
sure. Yeah.
Maybe the World's End, maybe because it's still action comedy, whatever. There's still that there, but I don't think I would have been able to relate at all to it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm actually surprised. I don't know why I didn't put that on my top 10 list because I actually really liked the World's End. But
Yeah,
I didn't put it on there for some reason.
but I put Hunger Games on.
Yeah, I have The Last Stand, so there you go.
All right.
All right, so moving on. If there's one movie on my list this year or whatever this podcast, I guess, I want to champion people to watch is John Dies at the End. Like, I don't know if you've seen it.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually watched it with you one night. Yeah. It's
I'm against movies that spoil the ending.
yeah, like Kill Bill. It's amazing.
There we go.
Like it is literally.
You're next.
It's like literally like it's like one of the best like. It's like weird, like trippy sci-fi, like horror, action, comedy movies. It's like it goes through a bunch of genres, and they're all really well done. It's Joe Dante as the director.
Bubba Hotep.
Yeah, and but it's really really good, and it's on Netflix streaming. I mean, I don't understand why I haven't seen this, but it's really trippy and it's really really fun. Paul Giamatti's in it. Who doesn't love Paul Giamatti? Yeah, and it's been like it's really really good, and like I was surprised about how good it was. I mean, if it won the Pacific Rim, it'd probably be like my number one movie that I saw last year. That being said,
Pacific Rim number one.
Nick has one more. He has The Hunt. What is that?
Yeah, it's this Norwegian film. It's very, very good. But, those foreign films.
I think I heard about it.
It was nominated for something.
I don't like to read movies.
Yeah, whatever.
But it has Mads Mikkelsen in it, so...
It was nominated for Gold Globe, right?
It was nominated.
Yeah, it was nominated but didn't win. But I remember seeing it being like, oh, it's Mads Mikkelsen. Like, I wonder what that's about. And then that sounds familiar.
No, the one thing that I did like about that film, though, is like this guy is accused of rape, and he never did it, and it's basically how his life is ruined. Right. So that was a weird change of narratives that I'm used to seeing now. So.
I've actually seen that storyline a couple times now. There was like a Law and Order episode or something like that, or something.
There's the door.
It was all recently that it was. Shut up. That's my line. But it's like that. That it's people either making false claims or trying to frame somebody or whatever. But it's like it's depicting how somebody's had their family cut them off and they've been attacked by the public and they've had to move and lose their job and their whole entire life falls apart over these false accusations.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy to think that anybody can make that claim.
No, it's like that film and like Prisoners and The Act of Killing. Those are actually good films on my list. The rest is just it tickles me.
Yeah, right.
And I think I value that more about a film.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to talk about that guilty real quick? Because I actually
What?
watched that one too. You want to talk about that killing a little bit, or?
Yeah, if you want.
Well, we're running low on time, so you got a couple minutes to.
All right. Well, the Ad Killings documentary. It's really intense. It's really hard to watch sometimes,
Yeah.
but it's really interesting. It's probably one of the best documentaries I've seen in a really long time. You want to?
It's
spend
the
a lot-
most. It's still the most. Like thinking about it's the most disturbing thing I could
Yeah,
ever.
it's really really messed up. Is the
Yeah.
best way to put it.
I felt obligated to put it on this list.
Yeah, just
Because it made me feel sick.
yeah, and like because of those reasons I didn't put it on the list. I didn't put it on the list because of that. But one more thing I got to talk about is Story of Film. It's a 15 part documentary about the story of film, the history of film. It's really awesome. If you like film, you like movies, you should check it out.
I don't like.
Definitely, I know we all hate movies, but you should really check it out. I thought I knew a lot about movies, but there's so much I didn't know about movies before that, and it's pretty cool. It's really interesting. Which brings us to number one, I think for all three of us,
Pacific Rim.
Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Specific.
That's it had to be. I mean, like without a doubt, it's my number one favorite movie of all time.
Power Rangers for grown-ups. It's Power Rangers.
No,
for
yeah, I
grown-ups.
know. But
No, it was somebody was telling me why I saw it at midnight. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, how was it?" I'm like, "Oh, it was great." It's like somebody said it's a lot like Power Rangers. I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "Well, did they fight like giant monsters?" Like, "Yeah." It's like, "Did they pull out did they have a sword?" It's like, "Yeah." "Did they wait to the very end to bring it out or even mention it?"
Sorta.
Yeah. There's like tiny people inside the robots. Yeah, like it's just all these like little beats or whatever. It was just
Yeah.
like so many similarities, but I realized it wasn't like a direct ripoff. It was
Right,
just
no, I
like
know.
I know,
coincidence.
but isn't
but
that just part
yeah.
of the kaiju kind of?
yeah, that's how it goes. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's a thing. But I mean, I felt like a kid again watching the movie. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like fist pumping, like cheering, like
Mhm.
during the movie, like the whole time. I haven't done that in movie or movies. I don't think.
But
ever,
I think we talked about this before. Like, it wasn't the same watching it in your
Yeah,
house.
when you rewatch it again, it loses a lot of the luster. It's not as fun as. I mean, it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. Still number one movie, but not as fun as when the first time you saw it and you're like, oh my god, they
Yeah.
have swords and giant monsters and stuff. And
You just really need to see it in the theater. You need
Yeah,
to have that
it's one of
big
those
screen.
things. It's one of those things too. But it's still cool to watch on Blu-ray or DVD.
Mhm.
So
That's
and
awesome. Yeah.
that is our misaligned top
Yeah.
and that's the list.
The movies that
30
we enjoyed of
movies of the year, yeah.
2013.
and
Well,
podcast.
Yeah.
So,
And I'm sure there are better films out there, but
Mm.
yeah, some of them we didn't get.
Gravity
Yeah.
or
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to see it because it's
we just choose not to see it.
in
Was
your
there,
case.
here we go. Well, let's take a look at the worst movies of 2013. That'll,
Our top 10 list.
oh wait, I don't want to cut. Not cut.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm pushing buttons. Stand by.
Pushing my button.
Always. Yeah, so this was the top 15 worst films from the AV Club.
I heard Saving Mr. Banks wasn't that bad.
So I'm just gonna go down the list real quick. So number 15, Girl Most Likely,
No idea.
Hatchet 3,
No.
Planes.
I'll catch it.
Planes was the Pixar
Oh, that makes
movie,
sense, yeah.
Battle of the Year. Do you hear
Something
Brandon
else.
Lee's something? No, never mind.
Oh.
Wrong. Number 11.
Oh.
Dario Argento's Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing the trailer for that, and
That
then it
makes
just
sense.
disappeared. Yeah. The Big Wedding.
Never seen it.
Gangster Squad.
Never seen it.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Austin Land,
No idea.
Heard of that.
from the creators of Napoleon Dynamite. Tyler Perry's Temptation, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor.
He had 2 films last year?
I know, man. That guy's always busy. A Haunted House. That's A Haunted House. Man of Steel, number 4. And While We Were Here, number 3.
No idea.
Dealing with Idiots. That's dealing like deal IN apostrophe.
Right.
And then number 1, A Good Day to Die Hard.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
No.
Did you guys see it at all?
Yeah.
No. I don't want. The trailers did nothing for me. I'm like, I'm not feeling this.
No.
So,
Very disappointing.
Nope. This
Yeah.
is our.
I don't know. I
this is the-
think I've seen all of the Die Hard movies 100 times or whatever, but I have no interest in seeing A Good Day to Die Hard.
Yeah, nothing. I've said nothing about that trailer looked good to me. So
I mean, as badass as it, it's a good laundry film.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
fold your laundry while it's
nah,
Yeah, and clean house or
vacuuming.
Yeah. So all right. Well, yeah. So coming up in the next episode, do a little wrap up of January news. That sound
yeah?
good? Yeah.
Thus ends another episode of.
Yeah.
Badass Podcast Podcast.
Things we saw in other places. So
Yeah.
any questions, you can email us NoTownNerds@gmail.com. Check us out on iTunes and Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Videos on YouTube. You can see what we look like.
Anything else?
Or you can avoid YouTube if you don't care to see what we look like.
Which I suggest.
Yeah, I don't care to see what we look like.